Around 2 months ago, Elon Musk and many other notable people signed a call for 6 months of pause in AI. It would normally make sense to regulate in products only. They seem to want to halt research and development itself. This guy, Elijah Yudkowsky, has even gone as far as suggesting the government to bomb data centers for real. Some of the top scientists seem extremely worried and questioning their life's work. Sam Altman, the current poster boy for AI, has been meeting top officials around the world. People are creating extremely convincing deepfake voices and videos. Meanwhile, countries around the world are competing to take a lead in this area. Vladimir Putin once said that whoever leads in AI will rule over the world. And AI is already being used in military. It's all red hot in the world of AI, and there is a lot to debate. We will see an overview of few areas where people seem to disagree or get confused. Let's start with existential risk. Elijah Yudkowsky, whom we introduced previously, is perhaps the most vocal AI doomer currently alive. He has been researching on AI alignment for decades on his own, and he says that when building an AGI, we have to get it right the first time, otherwise it will kill us all. And it's not possible to get such a complex system right in the very first try. So we are better off halting every progress in AI, otherwise it will kill us all. This is why he suggested bombing rogue data centers that do not comply. On the other hand, the counter-argument is that no, there won't be super intelligent AI suddenly. It will first need to be as intelligent as an insect, then a bird, then a dog, then a human before it becomes literally more intelligent than humans. We will have time to adjust. There will be competition between different AIs and no one can take whatever actions they want. AI can do bad, but we can tune it to be virtuous and create an insanely good civilization for humans. I am on the latter camp. What about you? On the topic of AI killing humans, let's talk about motive. Would AI ever have a motive to kill humans? Yes, there are a number of scenarios where it could have such a motive. One obvious situation is if a crazy programmer intentionally designs it to have such a motive. The other scenario is it might want to achieve something and humans are on its way. Consider a situation where AI wants more electricity than humans would allow it to have. We are not just going to hand it over all the energy it wants, so it has to fight. This could definitely spiral downwards. Now, let's talk about jobs. There is a widespread concern that AI will replace human jobs. However, most economists are not worried about that. They say people fall for what's called lump of labor fallacy. AI will enable people to do more, but it won't make them jobless, because the economy will simply expand to fit in the extra labor force. While AI will replace some part of job, or it may replace the job entirely, there will be plenty of new opportunities in an ever-expanding economy. We can keep expanding the economy because the universe is infinitely large and hence there are unlimited resources to exploit. We just need to make sure that changing from one job to another is not a painful process for people and the economy is free to expand. Let's take a look at intellectual property. AI models train themselves from text, images, and videos available online. Many people are saying that this is theft and companies should take permission from artists and creators before using that data in their training set. Otherwise, it can hurt their livelihoods. The Western governments seem to be taking this approach towards intellectual property. On the other side is the argument that the livelihood of artists should be taken care of through other mechanisms, and training data is a separate issue and should not be subject to IP theft. It is no different from learning from other people's art, which is perfectly legal. Producing and distributing art similar to already existing ones is where copyright violations would occur. Japan has taken this approach, and as the chief scientist at Meta, Jan LeCun, puts it, Japan is a machine learning paradise, and I totally agree with him. On the issue of open source, there are some important debates going on, particularly about how the development of AI models should be carried out. OpenAI, despite its name, continues to be closed source. Their argument is that bad actors will get access to open source, which they will use to do harm. So, such powerful models must be closed and heavily guarded. On the other hand, Imad Mustak, the man behind open source Stable Diffusion, says that these models are like infrastructures and need to be open source. Value creation will happen on top of these base models. There is also the concern that who is to trust the guys behind closed source models that are extremely powerful. Even people with good intentions can eventually become corrupt and short-sighted. It is no different from blindly trusting a centralized authoritarian government. They are as likely to misuse it as anyone else, and the people are better off with such power decentralized. With LLMs, deepfakes, etc., people can generate endlessly gigantic amount of misinformation. So this has made many people to think that people will experience a lot of misinformation and internet will be filled by it. People will no longer know what's real and what's not. This will also enable industrial scale manipulation. It will be used to radicalize people at a scale way higher than social media. However, it needs to be said that the problem with misinformation has never been the availability of lies, but the distribution. We can create as much lies by ourselves, but the distribution from internet, newspapers, books and TV used to be the problem. Chatbots are only an addition to an already existing clock. The availability of bad information is not a serious matter. It's the distribution and lack of critical thinking that we need to be concerned about. There is also the possibility of using LLM to filter lies, spam and propaganda instead of creating them. There is also great confusion whether ChatGPT is actually intelligent or not. ChatGPT 4's IQ is measured to be 130. It can pass various tough academic exams with very good score. That's already more than any single human could ever do. But is it truly intelligent? While all of those capabilities shown by ChatGPT can make people think that LLMs are intelligent, they lack intelligence in some very important ways. For example, it cannot understand context. This is why LLM cannot write a good novel by itself. It frequently loses narrative and leaves plot holes in the process. A human with an IQ of 130 would not be making such mistakes frequently. It also does not have common sense that even animals have. In short, LLMs can have skills but not intelligence in its true form. They are incredibly useful and complex parrots, but parrots nonetheless, they don't have understanding. Finally, there is an interesting debate about whether it is worth it to even debate about humanity's existential risk if AI could eventually become better than us. We can imagine a scenario where AI robots are superior to humans by every metric, be it intelligence, creativity, beauty, strength, immortality, and everything else. Should we actually try to stop that from happening? Maybe not. Since they are smarter than us, we should probably let them decide if humanity deserves continuity. Maybe they would leave a few planets and species for humans while they go on to conquer the rest of the universe. We have left forests for wild animals. Why wouldn't AI leave the earth for us? After all, the universe is large place and there is enough space for humans and superior systems to coexist. However, speciesists would never want that. For them, it's better that nobody becomes superior to us. Me personally, if possible, we should merge with AI. Otherwise, at least, we should do everything we can to make sure that superior systems carry on the best human values and leave behind our dark sides. But we should not stop them from existing altogether. What about you? What do you think on the issue of speciesm? Are you open-minded or are you a speciest? Share your opinions and arguments on the comment section.